Can you hear them? They're so loud. Winston!
My cats always fight. They get like treats at 8 o'clock and then they start fighting each other. They're like, I'm hard.
Nova just wants to lay down. And Winston is like hovering over her.
Hello, everyone. Give me 1 second because I went live and then I didn't monetize these. So let me go back.
Sure.
My computer is so slow, but like it's only like a year old and I will not be getting another one.
That's ridiculous.
I know, but maybe I think this computer was like $150. So like, honestly, you really get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Next time, maybe I'll spend a little bit more.
I still haven't gotten my laptop fixed.
Well, you got that big computer, so.
Yeah. But like sometimes I don't want to be sitting in this chair for sprints.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like really what I want to do is be able to do sprints on that and edit on this one.
Yeah.
But like.
Do you know how much it will be to fix?
No. I don't need it. Oh, I like how we're not talking about hello everybody for just our random things. I haven't taken it in because I'm pretty sure like it takes them so long to even.
I saw Nova fly. She flew.
Winston's just stalking her. Anyway, I don't know what I was saying. Oh, yeah, they like take it and it takes them forever to diagnose it.
Oh.
So like then they tell you how much it'll be.
Okay. Let's get through these comments real fast. Hi, sorry we're talking about cats and me not monetizing these. Hello. Hi, Roro. Hello. Hi, Don. I heard it's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hey.
Oh my God. We are the Pyramid Book Club. We are here to talk about No One's Home by D.M. Pulley, which is an indie horror thriller book that was available on Kindle Unlimited. I picked this just for something new. Also, it is my psychiatrist sister's book, so I love that.
Yeah, I do love that.
I've been seeing her for 7 years and she's been telling me to read them for 7 years. So I finally did it. So I can tell her that. Kylie's paying attention to the cat chat. We love cats here, obviously. We each have 2 cats, so way to go.
Yeah,
it's true. Got on the train.
Yep.
We're gonna jump right into the non-spoiler part, which is basically we're just gonna talk about what the book is about, and then our ratings, and then anything else non-spoilery. So I'm gonna talk about what the book is about. If you guys in the comments want to tell me what your rating was, or you can wait for us. We're gonna make Monica go first in a second. But No One's Home is the story about a family who moves into this, what was it, like 1920s mansion in Shaker Heights, Ohio, and then some weird, scary shit starts happening, and that's basically the whole story. It's a haunted house story. Monica, how many stars are you gonna give No One's Home?
I think I landed on 3.5.
Nice. Lexi, who chooses here?
2.
I'm giving it 3. So we're all in the same. Yeah.
I would like to say my 2 stars don't mean that I think the book is bad. It generally means that I was bored.
Mm-hmm. I really liked it in the beginning. Like I was into it and I really liked the different storylines in the beginning. And then I felt like towards the end, especially when like what we find out was happening is revealed, I was bored. And then I also felt like at some point I was getting the timelines like mixed up, even though like it told you the date right then. I just couldn't remember who was who.
Same.
Yeah.
So I found myself zoning out during those parts and really like only truly caring and paying attention. I mean, I was trying to pay attention during the other ones, but I found myself zoning out more other than the main storyline.
Yes. So obviously I felt like the main storyline was the most important because that's like what was happening in the present or whatever. It was 2018. But I did like that one more. And like I said, for me personally, I kept getting the storylines mixed up. Even though the date was right there, I just like couldn't remember what was happening in that specific storyline. And I think it's because it was out of like order. It wasn't like you didn't go back. I don't know. I think it's just the way she formatted the book for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think also the dates, like, I appreciated that it gave the actual like day, the date that it was on, but they weren't in, like, it would have made more sense if they were all like in line.
Yes.
And like, you know, like August, because I think it was mostly set in like August, September kind of area. I was like, if it had been like consistently like August 1st from all three, you know, like storylines or however many, like that would have been fine. But it jumped. It was like August and then September and then back to August. So if I had not been looking at the page, like just doing audio would have been a disaster. Like if
that's what I did.
That's probably why you felt bored, because it was very confusing, because you would go forward back for, and not even just the other timelines, but the 2018 timeline as well.
Yeah, and usually I don't have issues with that with just audio, so like why would I expect to randomly have that issue? But yeah, I do think that this one, like exclusively doing audio, probably did hurt
it. And I don't do that anymore unless like I cannot physically get the book in front of my face. But like I feel like I would have been super confused if I had just done audio. So I do think the audio narrator was good, but I just think the way the book was formatted was not good with audio, if that makes sense. I gave it 3.5 because I read it in one day, and I'm glad I did, because if not, I probably would have avoided picking it up again. Okay. Yeah, I think my initial rating was 3.5 when I finished it, but I finished it 5 days ago, and it went down half star.
Yeah, I finished on Friday, and I cannot remember anything except for like mostly the main plot. Like I don't really know what happened in any of the other ones at this point. So I feel like I don't know. This, I mean, it's partially my fault for only doing the audio, but I feel like it just wasn't distinguished enough between those like 4 other timelines.
I think you did not benefit from just doing the audio. Like if it had been a full cast, you know, with all the timelines, like there were a lot of timelines.
Yeah, and like sometimes there are audios that are totally fine with that, because like the characters are so distinct.
Yeah.
But in this, I don't think that was the case. Like I know the characters from the main storyline, and then what's his name? Benny?
Yes.
I remember Benny. But other than that,
yeah, because they're all families. So like you're trying to remember like parents' names and kids' names and who belongs to who and like how that fits it. Yeah, it was a bit chaotic.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So Deb is with me and Monica. Frog is here. And agree, got mixed up on who was who, especially on audio, but wasn't quite invested enough to pick it up physically. I get that.
Yeah.
Hi, Kelsey. Hi. I love how you still haven't read your own book club book yet. That is.
I think she doesn't do hers until like the beginning of the following month, so she still has time.
Yeah, you have time. Too many timeline jumps. It was hard as an audiobook. I am so glad that there was an audiobook, especially because with the Kindle Unlimited, it happened to be free. But like, I wish it was better.
Yeah, I also think that this book was slightly too long.
I agree. When I started like tapping through Kindle, like with the audiobook, it was like 3 hours at my time speed. And I was like, that is long for like an indie. But like, you know how Kindle Unlimited is.
Yeah.
They try to make it as long as humanly possible. So, I mean, I can't really, like, I've read so many 600-page romances because it's so And then Deb said, I do think there wasn't enough voice tone change between. Yes, I do wish it were full cast or like different voices, same narrator, something. I had 30 minutes left of the audiobook, but it's 3.5 for me. Yeah. You're right with us, Michelle. Had to refresh on what happened this morning.
I tried to look on Goodreads.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't showing me anyone's, because a lot of people will do like super in-depth like synopsis reviews. But Goodreads on my phone was not letting me see anyone's reviews. So I was like, I don't care that much.
Was it the app? Because the
Yeah.
app has been having issues more than normal. Yeah. I listened to it yesterday, so it's still somewhat fresh in my brain right now. Yeah, I was just talking to Lexi about this. I haven't read any other thrillers or horror since this one. So
yeah, I finished it on Friday night because my sister was supposed to be coming and then ended up having car troubles and ended up not being able to come. So then I had all day yesterday and read a whole other book, and I'm like, and they were different enough, but it's just like the details from this one just left my brain. Not that I'm confusing them.
600-page romance. Drop the names. It's Icebreaker.
Oh, jeez.
I started a week ago, but started over yesterday and got a better handle of the storylines. Yeah, I like the idea of the different storylines of the house, especially with like the history of the house.
Yeah,
but I feel like maybe we needed like it broken up with like the 20s and then whatever the next one was, and then 2018.
Well, I think there were 5 different families total.
Yeah, it was like I feel like it was the way it was formatted was wrong. I think I marked it red and didn't rate it because I wasn't sure what I thought right when I finished it. Yeah, I don't rate it on Goodreads until after we have our discussion because I want people to come.
Yeah, I didn't rate it either, but no one's really looking on the story graph for people's ratings.
Yeah. Does anyone else have anything non-spoilery to say?
We can talk about next month real quick.
Yeah, can you do that? Because I don't have my phone.
Yes. So next month we are reading Dead of Winter by Darcy Coates. Sorry, I'm just looking for our tentative dates. So I believe Michelle is hosting the sprints and Monica is hosting the live show. I know Monica's hosting the live show. I'm pretty sure Michelle's hosting sprints. That would make sense. And the sprints will likely be on Tuesday, August 15th at 7 p.m. And then the live show will be Saturday, August 19th at 1 p.m. That's the plan as of right now. You know, it's pretty far away.
That sounds good for me.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll be reading that. Very excited. I think we've all really liked Darcy Coates previously, so yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. I read that one already, loved it. I enjoyed Dead of Winter, great. I'm excited. I'm gonna, I think, start it that night on sprints too. I'm just reading
because I will not be reading it with audio.
Me either. No, I'm not gonna. I can't find anywhere on Libby. Maybe I can check people out.
Yeah,
I'll double check for an audiobook. I
just don't think I like her books on audio. Yeah. I'm excited to read my ARC.
Yeah, I also have an ARC. I bought it and then I was like, "Bitch, you have an ARC," so I returned it. I was like, "Sorry, Darcy."
I got the ARC from NetGalley, and then we got physical ARCs. Whenever we met her.
Yeah, I am excited to have it on my Kindle because I read so much faster on my Kindle. Because
she told us to send her the link on Twitter.
Oh, that's right.
So I think if we all like it, we should.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. If we don't, it never happens. Yeah. Yes, we could do that. Okay.
Yeah, she was because we had brought it up, and she's like, "Oh, do you have a Twitter?" Because I think I was the one that mentioned it, and I was like, "I can make one."
You're like, "No, Monica does."
Yeah, I had an ARC from NetGalley, so I had to read it with my eyeballs. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it too unless I can find an audiobook. Okay, we're gonna get into the spoiler section of No One's Home. So if you haven't read it yet or you still want to read it, now would be the time to leave and then watch the playback later, but we're gonna get into the nitty gritty of this, which honestly there isn't a lot for me to say with this one. There is something I want to say, but I will not say it because it spoils another book, and I won't.
I know. I wish
I will not be doing that.
I still need to know what book you're talking
I
about.
can't.
I haven't read
the
it.
whole book.
Yeah.
Because
Is it a book I will read? Do you think is it a book? Is it a book you think I will read?
You would read it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
If
a
I told
good
you
book.
to read it, you would read it.
It's a really good book. So I just
It
think
is somewhere on my shelf.
I also have it.
Great.
Yeah, I just think that that book that I'm talking about did it better because it went in a slightly different direction, which I
more interesting.
thought was better. Okay, but the whole twist in when I want to say when no one's home, it's just no one's home, is that one of the previous people who lived in the house is still living in the house with the new family, and is like, it's not really haunted. It is just a person living in the house who is pretending like it's haunted so they get out of the house.
Yeah, I just feel like part of my issue with this too is that I've never felt the spooky vibes.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like I got it, but I didn't feel any sort of like tension, like personally. I don't think it was.
What the fuck?
Which is very funny whenever you go look at your
Discord message.
It literally says, haven't started it, but I have a hunch that someone might be home.
Someone is home. You were right.
Yeah,
that
was very funny.
That was really funny, Carly. You did it. You did it. Yeah, I agree. It missed the atmosphere for me. Like, and I don't know if it's because they completely like gutted and remodeled the house, and then we were supposed to believe like it was still like carried all these like hauntings or whatever. I don't know. I miss like even I don't think any of the characters, and there were many, were fleshed out.
Yeah.
Like I did not care about any of them. I did not care that this house was haunted. I did not.
Yeah, I'm feeling very validated in my 2-star opinion now. I felt like it was kind of harsh, but
you can rate it however you want. Like the thing is, I got through it so quickly, and I was really enjoying the beginning, but then when there were so many families and plot lines,
that's when it lost me.
It lost me too. But for me, you know, I rate on enjoyment only, and I did enjoy it. So,
yeah.
The title does kind of spoil the punchline, yeah.
Last month we had the cover spoiling the book.
Yeah.
This time,
all the parents had major problems already, so it was not surprising they went nuts. Yeah, and like, I don't know, the Spielman family, the 2018 family, they were like literally so fucked up. Like it was too much.
There were so many things. It's like, oh, well, she quit her job to do yoga online. And then she's like,
yoga. But then not only that, like they had a child who died, and then the father is a drug addict, but he's also botching surgeries, and the kid is
that was messed up.
I was like, this is way too, like it's too many.
Too much.
That was a lot,
yeah. Like I feel like maybe 2 out of the 10 things would have been fine. You know, like a lost child fucks them up, and then maybe the drug stuff. You know, like that would make sense. And maybe the mom's suicide attempts. Like, I feel like that is all enough.
Yeah.
But, like, everything else, I was just like, you don't need to tell me how fucked up they are. Like, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
Since you've asked about this book, I had the same formatting issue with The Quiet Tenant, but that might just be being dumb.
Sorry to go off on a slight tangent. Did you read this only with audio? That's all. Because it might be one that like I'll follow along with my eyeballs, because I own a copy of it.
Oops, have I skipped your first comment? Yeah, there was a lot going on. And it wasn't just like the one family. Like, even with the Benny family, he was like, they never gave him a diagnosis, which I like really didn't like. But you know, that whole situation, and then the kids being abused and the girl still being in the house, like that storyline, like every storyline was too much. Like, I was like, girlfriend, like, and it didn't like make it creepy or anything. It just made it confusing.
Yeah. Also, like I feel like the one thing that caused the Benny storyline and the present day storyline to like overlap is the fact that the contractors just like didn't cover up his writing in the closet. And I'm like, why would they not cover that
because
up?
they were freaked out because the girl was in the house causing right, yeah.
But
I
get it.
Like they didn't finish the renovation. Like because there was a part where when the mom reaches back out to the like contractor guy and is like, "Thanks so much for putting in all your overtime," and I was like, "Overtime? They didn't even finish." Like,
yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Also, how much can one 19-year-old girl do without getting caught to like scare an entire
crew?
Yeah, like that badly that they just like don't finish.
Yeah, because so my house is a new build and we would come like check up on it. Sometimes there were a billion people here at all points in time. So like
there's no way.
There's no way. And I know like the attic where she was, they weren't gonna finish it, but like how can you stay up there all that time?
The plumbing? Like
like they
really
said they go up there. Her doing the webcam stuff. I absolutely hated that plot point because it didn't make any sense.
It was just like so random and there for him to like find out and get mad about.
Also, she's doing it with her son down the hallway.
That was so weird.
I was like
he could hear it. I'm like, no.
He like heard her talking to that man, and I was like,
I have never been in a house that is so soundproof that you like cannot hear a single thing from any of the other rooms. Like that's just not a thing.
No.
Read it only with audio, so it might be the issue. I thought a character was someone they weren't for 90% of the book.
Okay, so I will follow along and read that one.
Yeah,
thank you.
That's good. I didn't buy the workers being scared off by the girl. Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't buy that, which meant the reason that the two timelines connected was just dumb to me. So it was just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I would like to say I could not do a better job at writing a book.
No, that's the thing. Like, so I was looking at reviews on Audible. So on Audible, you can review the audiobook and the book separately. So I was looking at just the book, and a lot of the reviews were like, "This is so different than what this author has done before." And I was like, "That's interesting," because now I'm gonna go back and I have one of her other books. I can't remember what it's called.
Do you know what, like, how's it different?
I don't know, but I am going to read it, and I will let you know. Hold on, I'm trying to pull it. It's called The Dead Key. It looks like it's horror.
Maybe this one was just way more domestic than...
And we don't like domestic. But this one, hold on. This book won the 2014 Amazon Breakthrough Novel Award.
Oh. Did you know that the one we just read was nominated for the Goodreads Choice Awards?
Was it really?
Yeah, I think it was probably one of the ones that like got a write-in or something.
Yeah.
But which is so great. Like,
I mean, for an indie,
yeah. I just feel like this like really was not really horror.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah,
I can agree with you. But it looks like she has 4 books. But this one was her most recent, and it's different than her other stuff, which is a lot of what the review said on Audible. So I was interested to see, okay, well, why? Any other spoilery things you want to talk about? We didn't really like the timeline.
Yeah,
it wasn't scary.
The storyline with Benny,
Yeah.
I feel like, because by the end, then like Hunter ends up talking to him, like
Right.
over the video thing, and he like with his little like typey machine, like tells the truth of like what happened to the girl. I'm like, did they never like say that? Like, did they ever? I don't know. It almost made it seem like the police never knew that it wasn't him.
He
Like,
said to Hunter that he wrote them a letter, and then they just never got back to him because they didn't believe him.
okay, I missed that part.
Yeah.
That like, but the whole thing, I was like, I love that. I really do like that he ended up like connecting with him and like being able to actually talk to him. Like that, I don't know, that part was kind of cool because you like it was the only person who ever reached out to Benny.
Yeah.
The whole time. So he's like, yay, a person.
Yeah.
So I really liked that part. But then I was like, wait a second, he knew all this time, and like I don't understand how like even in that facility, like why the like employees of the facility wouldn't have also like helped back up his story or something.
Yeah.
That was
What
just kind
Deb
of weird.
said, Benny was dismissed. Everyone thought his disability meant he wasn't smart. And like, remember in the beginning of Benny's storyline with the fish, like he knew the fish needed like to see and stuff, but he couldn't
Yeah.
communicate that.
Right.
But, like he kept saying like he's smart, he knows. But
Right.
even from
And it's
Deb,
like, but once he figured out how to communicate at this like new facility, I'm like, how did they not? I don't know. Like it feels like at that point they would have realized like he's known all along.
I feel like
He just
even if
couldn't
there were
communicate
people
it.
there that believed him, the stigma of disabilities is that they
Yeah.
don't know anything.
right.
So
You're right.
I think that's just what
It
it
just
is.
makes
So,
me
like,
angry that
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, he knew all along and like
mhm.
I think
Yeah.
maybe she wanted you to be angry.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
like even his own mom couldn't understand
mhm,
him.
Mhm.
So like why would the police go the extra step
mhm.
Yeah.
to understand him? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I did like how the people where he was staying were like really supportive of him.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah, I liked Benny.
Yeah, I liked Benny too. And Deb said, I like that we got to see Benny doing well in the end. I was excited that he was still alive
Yeah.
and that Hunter could talk to him. Justice for Benny. By that point, the case was cold. He may have given up trying to tell people to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
She didn't even read it.
I know, that's why it's so funny.
It's so funny. I think, like I said, like I liked it enough to try to pick up something else of hers. It'll probably take another 7 years for me to do it. But I mean, I'm interested to see, because of those reviews on Audible, why this one was so different from her other stuff, if all of hers are considered horror.
Yeah.
Also, so much has changed with disability diagnosis understanding over the years compared to when he was a child.
True.
Mhm.
That's very true. Yeah, because it was like every single Benny chapter, it was like they kept putting out all these maybe diagnoses, but he was never diagnosed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that'd be interesting.
When was that time? I
It was the
even remember
80s.
The 80s, okay.
Yeah. I thought about reading it. It isn't. Isn't it the thought that counts? Yeah, it is. And you're here, so
Yeah.
you're one of the people here. Okay, I think
Yeah.
overall we kind
Yeah.
of all disagree.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel like I enjoy, like while I was reading it, I was like, okay, cool, and like but then it started unfolding and it got just like so convoluted in like everything, just like it was trying too hard to be twisty by the end, that like like while I was reading it I really enjoyed it, but then when I think about it I'm like, so then like it just did not work.
And then when we got to the twist with whatever her name is being in the house, and I immediately thought of that other book. I was just like, I was thinking of the other book and how the other book did it better. And I don't know which book came out first. And it doesn't matter because they are different, and the way like things went down is different.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was interesting, and I thought it would be more of like a Darcy Coates and it actually being like a haunted house and stuff, or like more supernatural or one of those things. And the fact that it wasn't is maybe a little bit disappointing to me because I wanted like a true
I love a good haunting.
Yeah. Like I actually did want the haunted house aspect, and then like running out and being totally scared. It ended up not being.
But then but then it also like with Hunter just going into the backyard and casually digging up some bones.
The bones? Yeah.
And then it was like an afterthought because then it was like the next, and like the epilogue, I think it was when they're like the next home buyer, and she's like, oh yeah, they dug up some bones, and then a month later it was like put in a museum or whatever, and I was like, that's it, that's all that happened.
It was very glossed over. It was like like we didn't see him doing like digging up the bones or like what it was just like told to us. That
was the whole point of what the first timeline was, like understanding the history and where like all of that came from. And then for it to just be dismissed with like, he figured it out, he dug up the bones, the end.
Yeah. I just think it's funny because like both of our back-to-back, like normally we do better, but back-to-back books have been like very mid. So.
I don't think I've given a book club book 5 stars.
Did you give the Pies one?
Pies?
No,
I think we all gave it 5 stars.
I did not. I gave it 4. I think I've almost always been the one rating everything lowest.
I'm gonna go back and watch that.
I'm almost positive I might have said 4.5, but I don't think I said 5.
Yeah.
If I did, I was lying.
I hated the second one. Don't even read it.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I was going to, but
it was not good.
Well, yeah, after you said you didn't like it,
it literally lost all of the heart of the first one. Like,
that's so sad.
I was like, what am I reading? Not good.
Bummer.
Fingers
also,
crossed.
The Poltergeist thing, I do want to say, like, the Poltergeist thing, I grew up watching that movie and like probably way more often than a child should watch it. And so when the friend started being like, yo, man, this is just like Poltergeist.
Oh.
So I haven't read a lot of Darcy, but I've really enjoyed every single one. You know, so I am like, this is the one I've been most excited for.
This is on Goodreads. Hello. It's a 4.
If you say so.
Maybe I need to turn my brightness down. Now my.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. There we go.
And I haven't changed that.
I think it's common to rate discussion books lower because you go in looking for things to pick out. Or at least that's me with my thriller book club books.
No, I have no thoughts in my brain.
Yeah,
I don't think about how I'm going to talk about it. And the thing is, for me, almost every book I read, I think about it in a way that I'm going to talk about it because of vlogging. So like, this feels really no different to me than that. And I still give books 5 stars in vlogs. So I think it's just I've been unlucky that I haven't given anything 5 stars. But I do think that Magic Lies and Deadly Pies is probably the best one. Yeah,
I agree. I really like that. That book put me in such a good mood. And he deserves better.
Never forget.
It reminds me of Parasite, even though I've never watched that movie.
Neither have I.
I don't know what this is talking about.
Me either. No idea.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, it seems like no one gave higher than 3.5, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So
mine was a low 3.5. Like it was a.
Mine. I will tell you, mine was 3.5 when I finished it on Wednesday. And then as the week went on, but like half a star is nothing.
Mine's been 2 stars the whole time, but
it was literally only because I felt like I couldn't put it 4 stars on Goodreads.
Yeah,
I was like, this does not deserve a 4 star. Sorry.
Yeah. Right, and that's I did like like I right before I got on earlier, like I did update Goodreads really quick because I know I'd forget otherwise, and I put it as 3 on Goodreads and 3.5 on Storygraph because
Yeah, so I usually go up, and I was like, no, I literally cannot.
Also, I like how Deb said no clue about. We were like, we don't know what's going on.
No
Deb's like,
idea.
no clue.
No
My
idea.
stars
and
were
then we
red.
were ignored. There's just this.
Yeah.
Mm.
And like we said in the beginning, I just think like too much was happening, and there were too many characters, and I didn't care about any of them. Maybe Benny.
Yeah.
I didn't care
Yeah,
about
Benny was my favorite.
Benny is it. But like also I feel like he had one of the shortest chapters, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Like,
there was like really just the initial thing,
yeah,
and it wasn't much.
I agree. Like it wasn't enough of him. I think Lexi is harder to impress person since you've read so many thriller horror.
I think I've also given the 2 romance books we've read 2 stars.
That's true. I did not like X's and O's.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't like either of them. Michelle, did you see that the sequel to the one from November is on?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Will I read it? Probably, but I don't know. It's very hard to be impressed with thrillers when you read a lot of them, and this was def thriller to me, not horror. Yeah.
I agree.
All right. That's it for me. Even though it was long, like I feel like not enough happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
I can't keep it straight enough to even like
Talk about the
thoughts.
different timelines. Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like when I think about one timeline, I realize I'm actually thinking about the other timeline anyway.
And there was like a big gap. It was like the 1920s when whatever happened then, and then there was like a big gap where the house, no one was living there, and then like it was back-to-back people living there, and it was just like did not work for me.
Yeah.
Because everyone was so fucked up. I was like, someone has to be normal, right? But no. No, that's not how that,
not a single.
that's not how that happened. Everyone was completely fucked up. Okay, so we have tentative reading sprints for Dead of Winter, right? On the 15th. I feel like that's gonna work. Like I don't have anything left.
I don't see these changing, but we're saying tentative just in case.
Yeah, just in case. And then we will put everything more than like Discord is the place to be.
Yes.
And that's not down below because I haven't done anything.
I have it in my like it automatically comes up whenever I create something.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I barely did this. So.
Also in September we'll have another guest co-host. So I don't know if we're announcing that yet or just saying we're having a guest, but I will be hosting the sprints and the live show and we'll have a guest with us.
And we are so excited about them.
Yeah, I think I've seen everybody talking in that Discord.
Thank God, because I like barely got this up. What's Discord? Block.
What is Discord?
All right, we will see everyone back my channel sprints on the 15th. I will make that on the 14th, probably, to be honest with you. Thanks so much for joining us. I will not end. I will end the broadcast. I was gonna leave. I was like, leave studio. So well. We will see everyone on the 15th. Thanks for joining us. Sorry this book was so mid, but you know, can't like them all. Goodbye.